We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And oh, wait, it's don't be a chicken. Hot sauce. And comes in this pretty glass collectible thing. This is plastic. The head is plastic. I now have a headless. What I'm going to be interested in actually is how closely this matches after I finish the sauce. I'll probably keep this because stupid kitschy stuff, I can't seem to resist. I'm debating painting this as well. I don't know if I'm going to win that debate with myself, but I'm considering it. This was $5 for this 6.3 ounce chicken bottle of sauce at Walmart, one of their novelty things for 2023. And $5 for 6.3 ounces of a cayenne style sauce. Not great, but you get this glass, plastic, metal chicken with it. Now, this is what we have for a label. And so we have non-specified aged red peppers that usually means cayenne, water, vinegar, salt. So, and then they've got some garlic traces and stuff in there as well. So the guar gum and xanthan gum. This is thicker than a regular cayenne style sauce. And I think that is actually the main difference. So what's kind of interesting is, I guess we'll keep this for the end. I'm going to toss it after this though, because why? Although, you know what? I do like this because if you say want to put something else in there and put it on your table, if you're a chicken farmer on a farm or something, I guess, you wouldn't want this, but they need it for the nutritional stuff. But it's nice because you can just bin it, just toss it away. There's no other labels or stickers of any other kind on here. So I think that part is kind of neat. You probably, if you want this on there, you can use it for serving other stuff. I feel like this is going to get lost. However, I'm not sure what this is. It feels slightly lighter than an acrylic to me. I don't actually know what this is made of. It is made in China, of course. And let's take a look here at the old chicken sauce in a spoon. It pours, honestly, kind of goofy. See, definitely we got the guar gum and the xanthan gum influence here in how it pours. Flavor-wise, I am hard-pressed to say there's anything other than cayenne used in this. I did see on the website they suggested it was habanero. If it is, it's very, very small, and it doesn't directly influence heat, I wouldn't say either. And if you look at the particulates here, this suggests to me way more of a cayenne. But it could also potentially be jalapenos in there. Habaneros, I'm not going to say it's impossible. It strikes me as unlikely. Certainly from a heat perspective, that doesn't exist. But you can see we've got the sort of red-orange color that we've come to know and love. As either, since there is garlic in this, we'll call this a Cajun-style sauce rather than a straightforward Louisiana-style cayenne. But this one, flavor-wise, is probably closer to the Louisiana style. So very nice looking sauce, though. You can see there's the sort of quiver there, the classic xanthan gum quiver. And let's just get into it. From a flavor perspective, it's quite nice. This is a very enjoyable sauce. I would put it, no real heat to speak of. I would put it probably solidly in the middle of where texture-wise, the xanthan gum I don't always love a lot. This actually reminds me a little bit more of like the Frank's Red Hot, where you got sort of that emulsifier rather than a straightforward, just straight vinegar. Cayenne, Louisiana style. Definitely, the garlic isn't showing up a lot. It's more, flavor-wise, it is definitely more like that, but mild texture feel. The xanthan gum will give you a little bit of suspension and so on. So, it's quite enjoyable. I'm going to finish this all. This, oddly enough, I don't usually keep hot sauce bottles. 2023, I'm filming this in later 2023, of course, to get it up in time for holiday shopping if anybody's interested, but I don't normally keep my hot sauce bottles. This one I will not be able to resist, though. This is just stupid enough for me to have to keep. As opposed to the Agritsuko, which is the second one I've ever kept, both of them in this year, oddly enough, which is the coolest. One of the coolest things. It was too cool for me to toss. So hot sauce bottles come in two flavors. Either have to be too stupid for me to throw away. I've got a cat wine bottle, in fact, somewhere around here. The wine was very poor, but it was shaped like a cat, so I kept it. Or it has to be like super cool, like the Agritsuko label. So what we have here is this Boston Market chicken bacon ranch, and I was not a fan of Boston Market. I don't think there's any restaurants near me right now. But when it was around, I wasn't a huge fan of the restaurant. I haven't had it in many, many years. It's possible it's still around, but I never went there. But they came out with these frozen entrees, and for a while, I was not wanting to really cook a lot of stuff, and then, once the new gig came in, then we didn't really have a lot of time. So I tried to go through, a lot of these are trash, but I tried to go through as many flavors as I could just to see if there was anything worthwhile. There are some very nice pestos out there, not made by Boston Market. I think almost everything they have I dislike, unless it's like on a steep sale, I probably wouldn't get it again. But I forget the flavors I liked and the ones I didn't because I didn't pay that much attention. So this one, they clearly weren't interested in filling this. This is very, very moderate. But this one is a bit on the gruesome side. I've had better, I've had worse. I mean, you buy frozen stuff, you're not going to get anything great, right? And you shouldn't even expect that. When you're buying frozen, you're buying just good enough, basically. Like IKEA, it'll do for now. That's essentially what you're getting with anything frozen. And there's a lot of companies that try to gourmet it up and, do all that kind of stuff, which is great. But at the end of the day, you can't, with plastic film and a plastic tray, you can only control freezer burn to a very limited extent. Especially when it needs to be reheated and retain somewhat of the original integrity. It gets to be very challenging. Certainly technology has improved since TV dinners started to become a thing in the 70s. But you're not going to confuse this with gourmet anything. If you want something gourmet, just make it yourself. But, all right, so we sauce this up. And let's just get into it here. So one of the nice things with a sauce that is it's vinegar forward, but not super vinegar forward. One of the nice things about a sauce like that is that you can, I don't even see it, but there's pools. It's pooling up in a lot of these places. If you have something that's very aggressively vinegary forward, that can be hard to take because you're just getting smashed like Crystal. Always the best example I can think of for this. You just get smashed in the face by the vinegar, which is fine for some things. But with this one, it's easy to over sauce it, but the sauce itself isn't offensive if you do. I mean, this is a really good, Cajun style, Louisiana style sauce. It's a bit overpriced, but you're also getting this collectible chicken bottle. Flavor-wise, it's good. And I use enough cayenne style sauce throughout the year. I am going back to Walmart once the sales and stuff are done. Because getting this at $1 or $2, there's where it comes to be a really good deal if they still have any left. And this is dumb enough. I don't know that it's hard to gauge. This might be too dumb for people to be really interested in. But it might also be funny dumb or white elephant or whatever, but it's actually a pretty solid sauce. So hopefully, if they've got a bottle or two, once the holiday business is over, the December 26th sales, then I shall probably be availing myself of those. Maybe I'll have a herd of chickens somewhere. I do like glass art. This actually, oddly, has way more detail than I would have ever expected. You got the legs, the feet, tapering into claws. The face is a little bit light, but there's oddly, a lot of detail here in the glass. More than I would have expected. Like I said, the sauce is quite nice. I have no issues at all with this flavor. It's very representative of the style. And it did a pretty good job of rescuing this trash. One of the reasons that maybe some of us start keeping hot sauce around. Where you eating cheap. And you can't, or you don't want to throw it away. You want to get your money's worth. But we all have limits. I want to say I paid like $3.5 for that dish. But I cannot tell you that was worthwhile. You can also rotate the head. So you can have it looking at its tail or looking at you. It's looking at you right now, but you can't tell because there's no contrast on it. Let's see. Look at the plumage. The plumage. Spend some time gazing in wide wonderment at the plumage. Yeah, all right. So what do we ultimately think here? Well, $5, 6.3 ounces. I'm not going to say it's a bad deal. I think it's actually, even not on clearance, an okay deal. I wouldn't say it's a great deal. I'd say it's an okay deal. a lot of times, you know, if you go to the grocery stores, you can sometimes get an 8-ounce bottle for about $3. So, and some of those are actually quite good. I've reviewed a few of them actually as well on the series here and in the blog. You guys can check that out. Follow the description. Follow the description. Follow the link in the description below for the written review for this sauce, and then you can just go right to the table of contents and you can search up anything from there that I've reviewed. If you want to see any of those, if you're interested. So that price range, though, where it's, you know, it's closer to, well, actually, it's a little bit under 50 cents an ounce. This one being closer to $1 an ounce is, I mean, this is about 80 some odd cents an ounce, I think, somewhere in there. And that's fine. I mean, you're still under $1 an ounce. It's a very okay deal. The sauce is good. I do like it a lot. If you like this kitschy art, and despite myself, I do. It came with a black seal on the cap, which kind of gave it an interesting color thing here. The silver one, I don't know about. But you can always, you know, you can always bin the cap. You can just say, you know what? If you're doing it for art, there, just throw the cap out. And then you can paint it and you can have it kind of do whatever it is that you want to do. It's actually fairly well thought out for glass art. I don't love this, but I can see why you would want this to be plastic as opposed to glass, you know, because of that, right? Drop that. This means Mr. Floor too many times, and you're going to be cleaning up a mess and then won't have a chicken head anymore. So I can see why that is there, so that would be removable. Not integrating it with the cap, I think, was a smart move. So you're not like twisting the chicken's head off every time you want a little bit of sauce. I don't have any particular criticisms about this. I really don't. Think about this. If they're selling this for $5 at retail, they're got to be making some margin in there, right? They got to be. And you get a pretty decent package for that $5. And like I said, I will be looking for more of these. I'll be prowling for cock. I'll be prowling for some of these cocks. I don't know if it's a male chicken or not. I just, you know, it's the internet. But I will be prowling for cock, this particular one, for the post-Christmas sales for sure. More of these chicken bottles with more of this sauce. Most of the time you can get it, you know, you can get it 50 to 70% off. And then at that point, it is a stellar deal. It is a screaming deal. It is a deal you absolutely would go out of your way to go find. Well worth that. And then you can have a flock of chickens. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want a bunch of glass chickens around? I know I do. Maybe you do too. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. That is the MSRF Don't Be a Chicken hot sauce.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.